Good morning. In today's session, we are supposed to study about the sampling. In previous session, we have studied about the communication system. It means what? Here we are supposed to study digital communication system. So communication system consists of main three blocks. These are nothing but the transmitter, channel and the receiver. Most of time, if you see, there is a two-way transmission. It means what? There will be the transmission at the transmitter side as well as receiver. So we can say digital communication system consists of information source and encoder at the transmitter side, and it will be consist of decoder and the information sink, means which will take the information, which will receive the information at the receiver end. So we have seen this concept in previous session. We have also seen the block diagram of the digital communication system. It will consist of transmitter, channel and the receiver, in which we have seen transmitter will consist of formatting, source coding, encryption. After that we are doing the channel coding, multiplexing. After that, what we are using? We are using the channel to transfer this data to the receiver side, and we are doing exactly vice versa of the transmitter at the receiver side. It means what? Here we are supposed to demodulate, because there in the transmitter we have done the modulation. So here we will do the demodulation. After that we can use the detector, formatting, source decoding, and we will get our original signal back. So here now we will see about the sampling. If you see, pulse code modulation will consist of three steps. These are nothing but the sampling, quantization. So firstly we will study about the sampling. Sampling is nothing but it is the process of selecting or recording the ordinate value of a continuous function. Continuous means what? Analog function. It means what? Here we are supposed to take some selected ordinate value from our original analog value. We can take some value at a specific value of its Abascisa. It means what? Here we will get analog signal and we can convert that into a digital form, because here we are selecting some ordinate values from the continuous signal. So here sampling is the link between the analog and the sampled version. So here we can see when we are supposed to develop the sampling theorem for the low pass signal, because when we are transmitting the data, we are transmitting that data in the form of signal. So here we are supposed to use the sampling theorem. Theoretical base of the sampling is nothing but it is the Nyquist sampling theorem which we are using. So firstly we will see what is the Nyquist sampling theorem. So here you can see, if we are having the signal x of t, it be band limited to W hertz. It is nothing but its frequency. It is band limited. There are two types of the limited signal, band limited and the time limited. So what does mean by band limited? If a signal, if you take any signal g of t, if you are taking signal x of t, it's said to be absolutely band limited to W hertz when you will get g of f, or you can say here, if you are using x, you can say x of f, you will get equal to f of x of t. That will be equal to 0 for where f is greater than equal to W hertz. It means what? Here we can say signal is absolutely band limited if we are getting x of f equal to 0. You can see here the value is given. Let a signal x of t be band limited to W hertz when x of f equal to 0 and when frequency is greater than W. And if a signal is absolutely time limited, when you will get x of t equal to 0. Here we are saying we will get x of f equal to 0. But there, if it is a time limited, you will get x of t equal to 0. So we can say that signal as a time limited, and at that time also the value of t will be greater than capital T. So here what we are saying, when a signal to be band limited, at that time if x of f is equal to 0, when f is greater than w. So if we are considering one signal x n of t of s, if we are taking the value of t as small n capital T of s, for where n value is from minus infinite to infinite, at that time the sample of x of t at a uniform interval of t seconds. It means what? Here if we are supposed to use the Nyquist theorem, at that time it will say, if value of t of s is greater than equal to 2w, then it is possible to reconstruct that simple exactly from the set of simple. It means what? If we want to take that signal again, if we want to reconstruct that signal again, at that time we will require t of s that will be smaller than 1 of 2w. So here we can say sampling theorem is stated in the two ways as a band limited signal, which is nothing but if we are having the x of f equal to 0. You can see our let a signal to be band limited if x of f equal to 0. So here we are saying sampling theorem is giving in the two steps, in the time domain and in the band limited. It means what? The frequency domain. So what we are saying here, a band limited signal of finite energy which has no frequency component above w hertz can be completely described by specifying the values of signal at uniform interval of time when its value is less than equal to 1 of 2w. If t of s equal to 1 of 2w, we can say this statement as a uniform sampling theorem for the band limited. There is a requirement of t of s should be less than 1 divided by 2w. So here again we can say a band limited signal of finite energy which has no frequency component above the w hertz may be completely recovered from a set of uniformly spaced distance sample when there is a rate f of s that will be greater than equal to 2w. What we are saying here, we will require time that will be less than equal to 1 of 2w. So we can reconvert that in the form of frequency. So your equation will become, you can reconstruct the signal when there is a frequency that will be the greater than 2w. So here we can see that theorem we can call as a sampling theorem. So here we can see, if we are taking the sequence of the signal, it means what? Now we are taking the signal that we can convert in the form of frequency. If we are considering let f of s equal to, it is the reciprocal of time. So you can take 1 of t of s. Then we will require the frequency that will be greater than equal to 2w. It is the minimum sampling rate we will require for that signal. That signal is nothing but x of t. So here what we are saying, if we are saying we will get the frequency that is nothing but f of s equal to or less equal to or the greater than 2w. At that time also we can say that sampling rate as a Nyquist rate, because we are using the sampling theorem which we are calling as a Nyquist theorem. So here we can say if we will get the frequency that is greater than equal to 2w, we can reconstruct the signal. So here we are supposed to study the cases of sampling for ideal impulse sampling, sampling with rectangular pulses and flat top sampling, because there will get numericals on sampling you are supposed to solve. So firstly we will see how we are doing the sampling for ideal impulse function. So here let's consider we are having the low pass signal x of t. That is nothing but we can see here I have shown in the diagram. So here what we can say, consider a signal that is nothing but the x of t. You can see the diagram figure 6.2. Here we are considering x s of t equal to x of t, and here we are taking the summation n minus infinite to plus infinite and delta of t n of t of s. So here if we are taking the integration, your equation, if you are solving, your equation will become here n minus infinite to infinite, the summation of x n t of s delta t of n t of s. So what we are doing here, we are supposed to sample the signal. If you see in the diagram 6.2a, you can see we are considering the signal. That signal we are taking as x of t. So that signal will be analog. Now we are supposed to do sampling. It means what? Here we are supposed to take some ordinate value. So you can see in the figure 6.2b, the lower diagram, the red line, what we are doing, here we are doing the sampling. We are taking the sampled version. So we can call that version as xs of t. These are the sample function of the original analog function. It means what? फिगर ए का हमने फिगर बी में क्या किया है, वी आर टेकिंग सम ऑर्डिनेट एट अ फिक्स्ड वैल्यू. इट मीन्स व्हाट? हियर वी आर कन्वर्टिंग एनालॉग इनटू अ digital, because here we are taking the sample value. So here what will happen, it is very easy to show in the frequency domain that you will get xs of t, which will preserve the complete information of x of t, because here what we are doing, here we are preserving the information. Here only we are converting analog value into a digital. So here if you see what we are saying, we will get the equation that is nothing but x n of t s into delta of t n minus t of s. So here we can say we will get the equation in the form of Fourier relation. If you see, our equation is becoming now. What we are doing here, instead of time domain, we are taking the values in the frequency domain. We are using the Fourier relation. So here when you will get the equations, you will get equation for the frequency domain, that will be xs of f equal to x of f into 1 of t of s, and your summation n minus infinite to infinite delta f minus n of t of s, n by t of s, because here we are converting that equation by using the Fourier relation. So here we will get this equation. If you solve, if you minimize, your equation is become like 6.2c, 1 of t of s n equal to minus infinite to infinite x of f minus n f of yes. So what we are doing here, we are converting टाइम डोमेन वैल्यू इनटू फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन. टाइम डोमेन का इक्वेशन हमें क्या मिला था, वी वेर गेटिंग दैट इक्वेशन x ऑफ t इक्वल टू n माइनस इन्फिनाइट टू इन्फिनाइट n ऑफ t ऑफ s एंड डेल्टा t minus n of t of s. So here we are taking the value for the frequency domain. So here we are doing the ideal sampling. You can see the diagram in the how we are doing the practically in the 6.3. So you will get how we are taking the sampling. So now we are supposed to study how we are reconstructing the original signal. What we are saying, if we will get the frequency that will be greater than equal to 2w, at that time you will get the reconstruction. But if you see in the diagram 6.3d. If you see here, the frequency value is less than 2w. So what is happening? If you see, two values are overlapping, there is no getting exact sampling. Why? Because there is a frequency which is less than 2 of w, and we are saying if we are supposed to do sampling at that time, you will require the frequency that should be equal to or greater than 2w. So in the figure D, we will not get exactly sampling. That sampling is overlapping. So we can call that as a aliasing. So here we can see, so from figure, if you see here, what we are showing here, when we are using the superposition theorem, which we are taking the value in the form of frequency, we can see in the figure 6.3 spectra of x of t and x s of t. So here we will get a triangular spectrum. We are taking one example which will be a triangular spectrum in figure A, 6.3a. You can see. After that, what we are saying, if we will increasing the frequency greater than 2w, we are equating the frequency with 2w, or if we are taking the frequency that will be less than 2w, what will happen? So here from figure 6.3 B and C, we can recover the signal, because we will get here original signal back, because here frequency is greater than or equal to 2w. So our sampling Nyquist theorem is get satisfied. So here, but if you see for the diagram D, what is happening there? There is a overlapping. So here we can say in the figure 6.3b, when we are taking the frequency greater than 2w, at that time we will represent the oversample, because here sampling theorem is get satisfied. But if you see for the diagram D, when fs is less than 2w, we will get under sampling. So we can call that as a distortion, or we can say aliasing distortion, because there is a overlapping, because there is a frequency is less than 2w. So here we can call that as distortion, as a aliasing distortion. In this case, we cannot reconstruct original signal. There is not possibility to recover our original signal. So here we are saying that signal as a undersampling, and here we will get the distortion. So here we cannot get exact original our signal. So here, to avoid the aliasing, we can filter x of t by using the anti-aliasing filter, because here we are getting the frequency less than 2w, we are supposed to increase the frequency, so we can use the anti-aliasing filter, and that filter will have the w that will be less than equal to fs. It means what? Here we will get the frequency that will be greater than 2w. So by using the anti-aliasing filter, if your filtered signal is sample at the rate f of s, we will get the signal, but here also some part of signal spectrum is lost. So components can be recovered without error by using the anti-aliasing filter. So it is easy to derive the interpolation formula x of t in terms of its sample. We are taking the sample, so we can take x n of t of s, because what we are doing here, we are converting analog into digital, we are taking some ordinate signal. So here when we are doing the reconstruction, filter is an ideal filter. So here we can see, if we are supposed to use Nyquist theorem, we will require f of s that will be greater than equal to 2 of s. Okay, thank you.